What's up everybody, Dante here. I finally got all the parts I need for my video editing / gaming rig. Now, this is my first build, so I'm gonna see how this works out and see how the whole thing comes together when it comes to, the processing, the rendering, things like that. Now, this is the first time I'm building a computer, so I'm getting my feet wet for the first time, so I'm definitely diving into something I've never done before. I'm really excited. But let's go on and see some of the parts I'm going to be using for this rig, so let's get to it. First, let's start off with the Intel Core i7 4790K. Sorry about that. Now, K stands for unlocked version, so this is a quad-core processor, but Windows will see it as an 8-core processor, which is good because it's multi-threaded and things like that. This allows me to overclock it too. The clock speed right now is at 3.2 gigahertz. I'm going to overclock it to 4.4 gigahertz. We'll talk about the cooler in a second when the next thing I talk about. But we'll see how this holds up to video editing and rendering and things like that, and just see how overall how it holds up. Now, this ain't a 6-core or 8-core processor. This is just a quad-core that has multi-threaded, and Windows will look at it as 8-core. So we'll see how that holds up when it comes to video editing and things like that. Next up, I got the Corsair H80i. Now, some people might say, why not get the Corsair H100i? But right now, the case that I'm using can use the 100i, but I just wanted to get this one because I just want to see how it holds up to what I'm trying to do overall. It's better video editing and things like that. So this is the cooler, and the Corsair, I've seen plenty of videos on this thing, and a lot of people recommend this or the 180i. So when it comes to cooling, you can't go wrong with either one, but I guess for me, I said I got a quad core. Let me just get the H80i because it's not like overkill like a 6-core, 8-core processor. But right now I'm going to be using this cooler right here, and let's just see how this holds up when I put this whole thing together. And this is the motherboard I'm going to be using, the Gigabit Z97X UD5H. Now, this is a gaming motherboard. This allows me to overclock the processors and things like that. So this is compatible with all the Intel Core i7s and 5s and things like that. And like I said, I'm still learning how a motherboard actually works, because before you just buy a computer and it works just the way you want. Now I'm actually diving into some of the things that you really have to put into a motherboard and things like that. So I'm really excited to use this motherboard. Now, I don't know if this is the best motherboard, but like I said, this is my first one, so I'm definitely gonna get my hands wet and see how this thing works out, and see if it just does, like I said, see if it works the way I want it to. And just like the next build I'm going to be building, I'm going to go deeper into some of the parts I'm going to be buying. So this is the motherboard I'm going to be using, and let's just see how this bad boy holds up in the long run. And this is the graphics card I'm going to be using. This is a Gigabit GeForce GTX 760. Now, this is the overclocked version, WindForce version, and all that other stuff. And I probably won't be overclocking the graphics card, mostly the processor for video editing and things like that. So when you overclock the graphics card, well, gaming card, that's pretty much what, a gaming PC, mostly this is the main part of a gaming PC right here, but if you want to go for higher resolutions and things like that. But I probably won't be overclocking this that much because I'm mostly focusing on the video editing things, which this is definitely good for, especially like I'm going to be switching over to Adobe Premiere Pro and After Effects. So, definitely get into some more design facts and things like that with my channel. So this is, like I said, this is my first build. I'm definitely going to be, see how this goes as far as a graphics card. And hopefully this just helps me to learn better as far as what's a great graphics card and things like that. So I will see how this bad boy holds up to everything I'm trying to do with it. As far as RAM, I got two 8GB sticks of 16 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance RAM. Now, RAM is pretty much inexpensive these days, but I went with 32 because I didn't see so many videos saying 16 is enough. That's the starting point. You don't want to go lower than 16 gigs. But I figure 16 gigs is basically the starting point. Why not just go overboard, just in case if you just need more processing power, more RAMs, you throw at these programs and things like that. More is always better in my opinion. So I went all out with this and just got 32 gigabytes. And hopefully, like I said, when I switch over to Adobe Premiere Pro and how the video editing process, the graphics rendering, all that other stuff I'm trying to do and learn here, this helps out a lot. I ain't got to be worried about wanting to upgrade to more RAM. I probably could, but 32 gigs is going to be way more than enough. I'm happy that I got this instead of just 16 gigabytes, and just, well, like I said, we'll just see how everything holds up to what I'm trying to do it, and I'm not mad I got these two. Now I want to talk about the power supply. I looked on YouTube and a lot of other places, and a lot of people got, these 1,000-watt power supplies, 1,200-watt power supplies. I went with a 750-watt power supply because of all the stuff I'm going to be doing. Probably won't use no more than 500 watts. So it's perfectly fine for what I'm trying to do with it. But I got this one because I seen like all these kind of other power supplies where all the wires are in them and stuff like that. And this one's a modulator, so you could just use the parts that you need for like the graphics, the power mains power supply for the graphics card, the hard drives and things like that. And other things for the power supply. You ain't gotta have 12 different cables coming out that power supply. You gotta tuck them somewhere. So this is a module style. I definitely recommend getting a module style power supply because you just use what you have to use and you ain't got them extra cords just tucked to wear somewhere. So I definitely recommend this, and we'll see how this holds up. And like I said, the next build I'm going to be using, I probably will be using 1000 watt, but this is my first one, my first video editing / gaming build. I probably won't ever buy a PC again. I will always build one from now on. So this is my first one. I'm going into diving in deep with this, and hopefully we'll see how this bad boy holds up to what I'm trying to do. And see, like I said, this is getting my feet wet. I'm really excited, and this is the power supply I went with. Can't go wrong. Last but not least, this is a Samsung 840 EVO SSD. Like I said, I done looked on a lot of videos and everybody's saying this is the way to go. Now, some people done use 2, 3 SSD. This is I only got one because I just want to see how it holds up to what I'm trying to do. And like, this is new territory ground for me because usually I just use the traditional hard drive, I get a terabyte and just be running that. But seeing the performance and how faster the whole computer itself runs with an SSD, you can't go wrong. And plus the failure rate for these are like I think is no higher than what, maybe 10%. Whereas, you know, traditional hard drives, so regular spinning hard drive is at 50% failure rate. So it's only a matter of time before they fall out and go all the way. But these that have not failed as much as I've heard. I've always heard these more reliable as far as traditional hard drives. And they just make your whole experience as far as computing a whole lot faster. So you can't go wrong with an SSD nowadays. Everybody keeps saying this is the way to go, so I decided to go this way. Really excited to see how everything holds up to the build I'm building here. But I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and I'm about to shut this camera off, put this bad boy together. You will see that process coming up soon, probably sometime next week. And I'm really excited. This is my first PC gaming rig and video editing rig that I'm building here. And what makes me so excited is that I've thought about it, is like, I'm not buying another PC. I'm going to be building my PCs from now on because I know exactly what I want. People say it costs, hey, look, when you want what you want, go for what you want. That's how I feel, and that's what I want to be doing from now on. I'm really excited. I hope you guys like this video. I'm gonna put all these parts that I use in the link below, and so you can see how this all came together. Like, it's not too expensive. It's probably all together about $1,600 for everything. But I'm really excited. I hope you guys liked it. Hit that like button down below. Also hit that subscribe button if you want to see the putting the whole thing together and how I'm going to be putting Windows 8 on there and everything like that. If you want to see those videos, so hit that subscribe button. Thanks you guys for everything. I will see you guys next time. I'm about to shut off this camera and get to work.